pals and gals. Welcome to a Facebook Live. My name is Jason Payne, clearly because you're on my social media page. I got Cp3 here in the house. Let me make sure that we're live and it's working. Should. But let me just double check here. But yeah, dude, so I'm jacked up. I'm excited. And I want to have some people up on here. So I've done in 1 year 2.7 million in sales, apart from growing a business from 3 to 7 million. You did 3.7 as an employee, right? Yeah. So, but together as a team, we've done over 30 something million in 4 years, right? And so we want to be able to shed some light. So anything sales related, we want people hop on, ask questions, see what you got going on, and see what we can do to help. Have you ever done a Facebook Live before?
No.
Oh, gasp. They're good. Let me see if I can freaking find our live here, and we'll get cranking. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Make sure our audio's on and good. Oh, it's not on or good. That's why. Let's try that again. Let's see if it works here. Hold please. We got two eyeballs. Here we go. Can't hear us for shit, but let's see if we can try that again. Mm-hmm. If you're on here, let me know you're on here. Make sure our mic's on. Nope, that's not. Camera's good. Come on, Mike. Mike. 1, 2. Check. That's working there. How about now? How do we sound? Beautiful? Let's see if we can hear it. Ready?
Hey. How do we sound?
Oh.
Low delay.
Yeah. It works though. Cool. Cool. What's up, guys? Jason Payne here. Hey, we wanna go over anything sales related, anything sales we can help you guys with. So right now we're doing $1 million a month, and I don't say that to brag, although it is bragging, but I don't say it to say that. I say it because it takes you have to be very intentional, right? And you have to really know what you're doing and know what you're not doing in order to fix it and in order to make that push to be able to do $1 million a month. Am I right?
That's right.
So when it comes to that, having 7-8 sales reps underneath their belt every single day, making sure that they're hitting their goals on a daily thing, what advice would you give those that are listening that either they are their own sales rep or maybe they have their first, or maybe they have a whole team like we do?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them to make sure that you get those guys cruising and cranking to be able to put out $100,000 or $200,000 a month in revenue?
I think one of the biggest things is just clarity. People need to understand what they're supposed to do. Knowing what their day is going to look like. And for us, we are a very organized company. We have the structure and the people in place to fill up a calendar. So all of the guys have a full calendar. They know what they're doing, when they're doing it. If they're coming to the office after they run appointments, there's structure, there's freedom with the job. But like I was talking to you earlier, is when you become a professional at what you do, you live and die by your calendar. So if you don't get organized, you can die pretty quickly, especially when you own your own business, but you don't know what your day is going to look like the next day, the next week. So you need to get really organized in order to be successful.
And we realized that too just now, like today, right? We actually had to let somebody go, and the reason why is because we have leads, but it's not monsoon season. We're running 6, 8, 10, 12 a day, right? And so Grant Cardone teaches this, that white on the calendar is of the devil, right? And when you truly understand that, when there's white space on the calendar, especially guys, we do stupid shit. Yeah. And that could be several things. I'll let your imagination crawl and be crazy. But like, it really is just, we aren't doing things that we're supposed to. We're not in the right place. We're not talking to the right people. Mm-hmm. We're probably taking too long to do whatever we're doing. Or we sleep in longer, right? Yeah. Or we go and do a breakfast that takes 3 hours, right? Well, I don't have anything else going on, right? Or the next morning, I got nothing in the morning, so what am I going to do? That night, you're going to party, stay out longer, do whatever, and because you don't have anything until mid-morning or mid-afternoon, instead of like, hey, my first call is at 7 o'clock, my ass needs to go to bed so I can get up and ready to rock and roll. Yeah. What kind of discipline does that take for somebody like you to be able to do $3.7 million in a year and then to, like I said, have $1 million a month system and monster just producing what kind of discipline does it take from you to pass on to the sales guys?
Well, I mean, you have to live the life, right? And so I to this day, I live and die by my calendar. Now, this is in everything that I do, though. Like, thankfully, my wife, type A personality, hate that about her, love her, hate that about her, but type A personality, everything is on the calendar, right? I go to the fridge and birthday parties, dance recital, gymnastics, like everything is right there on the hour. So my point is, you can't just do one thing like that. I heard a very smart guy say one time, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you want to be successful at your job, you also have to be successful in your personal life, and vice versa, right? So for me, I look at my calendar every day. I look at my calendar the night before, so I know what my day is going to look like the next day, so I can prep. Where am I going? Who am I meeting with? How long is it going to take? Because I have things to do, right? So to teach the guys is the same thing. So we teach them here how to prep for the next day. What are you doing the night before to prep for the next day, and everything that they do.
And so let's say you're a business owner or you're a sales rep, and you have, from 7, you don't have anything until 10 a.m. But what do? You just roll into the office at 9:55, ready to rock and roll. What do you do for those 2 or 3 hours where it's just blank and there's nothing there?
Yeah.
What do you do to stay efficient? And you still got to hit your quota, still got to hit your numbers, still need to bring the energy, still need to bring that team effort. What does that look like?
Well, I'm glad you said bring the energy, because for some of us is hitting the gym in the morning so we can get that energy going and get the day started right. So wake up in the morning, even if I don't have something till 10:30, wake up early in the morning, go to the gym, do my work, come home, take a shower, kiss the girls. I got to head out for the day. I usually come straight to the office when I don't have anything till 10:30, because I know there's going to be some of the guys here that will be here. So we can make calls together. We can role play together. We can, overcome objections, just doing some sort of training. Now with us here from 8 to 8:30, from 8:30 to 9, we have Cardone U. So we're all training, non-negotiable. Everybody jumps in. We do the training from 8 to 8:30, and then we have our Zoom call from 8:30 to 9 as a company meeting. And here we go with our wins, our core. We start our core values every call. Jump in with our wins, and then what we learn from training. And everybody has to share. It's non-negotiable. Everyone has to participate, because if you're not participating, are you taking away from the team versus adding to the team?
Yeah, and I think energy is a huge thing to bring in the morning. And you can do that via text message, you can do that via social media. You could do that in several different ways. But in my opinion, energy is huge. It's very important. And bringing it every single day is also just as important, because you have to understand that some people just don't wake up in the mood. Right? They just don't.
Yeah.
We just don't. And so when you truly understand that, is none of us actually wake up with a smile on our face.
No.
Like, it's not like, I don't know the law of physics in your body and the chemistry and all that crap. I just know that you don't naturally wake up happy.
No.
Like, it is a conscious effort to wake up and ready to rock and roll and conquer the world. But if you're a business owner, or if you're in a leadership position, there's people that you are in charge of and help them with their goals. And the owner, the leader doesn't bring that energy. It's very, very hard to just make it up. It doesn't just like show up to your office, right? It's not like a box. It's like an Amazon package that just shows up like, here's a box of energy, like press play or press 1.
Right.
You mean?
Yeah.
So bringing that, it's contagious too.
It is.
But also
Good
lack
or
of
bad.
energy is also contagious, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was yesterday, you were having an off day in that morning.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, why aren't you on the call? He's like, I am, but I'm being quiet because I'm off. I'm like, okay, cool, not a problem. You owned it. You really recognized it, which is good.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to bring that bad energy.
No.
I'd rather have you not be on the call, get your shit together, and hop on later in the day and still show up for the day, but not be on that call. Just to make sure you can get your shit together, right?
Yeah. And that's why I was still listening to the call though. Like I did not participate because I just had life happened to me early in the morning, right? That I was like, I don't think I'm gonna bring a good positive vibe to the team, but I needed the positive energy from the team to change my mood. Right. So I could have chosen to just be like, you know what, period. I'm not going to be involved in the call. No, I still had my phone right there. I was listening to all of the wins, all of the training, and it was pumping me up to be like, oh, that's a good win. That's a cool win. Oh, you trained that. You got that much out of it. That's awesome. So it started to change me. Like you said, it's contagious, good or bad. We happen to be good every single morning. And I love that.
Yeah, and that's huge. That's why I love having a morning, like a little check-in meeting is huge, because we already knew there's 2 people that didn't get on. Did we ever figure out what the other one was on? Right?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's also interesting. We'll figure that one out. But one of them, just made a bad choice, and we're like, dude, like we caught it at 8:30 in the morning. We didn't wait days or weeks to address it. We addressed it that morning, and boom, and here we are, right?
Yeah.
And so that's something that's been huge to me of like that non-negotiable. I get on the call and everybody show up and everybody check in.
Yeah.
Because some people, maybe not immediately or whatever, they don't have that drive necessarily or from the get-go to be doing those type of things in the morning. Right. So that's why like we do trainings. Why? Because most people don't naturally get up in the morning and say, I'm going to work on myself.
Right.
Most people don't want to do it. They're tired. They have other responsibilities, whether it's spouse or kiddos or all the above. Right. And so making sure you make your personal development for yourself first in the morning is huge before anybody else wakes up. Put something in your ears too. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I sent everybody that Sean Whalen from January, the event in January.
So good.
That's like, dude, you listen to that for 25 minutes, you're gonna freaking jacked up. And whether you listen to it at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever, like it's huge. It's a priority. And for me, and I also pass on to you guys. If you guys don't see me doing push-ups, you guys don't see me waking up early. You guys don't see me sending you videos or sending you, YouTube videos or podcasts or books. You don't see me doing that. Why the hell would I expect you to be doing that?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us get that twisted and we get it backwards of like, well, I want my guys to be excited about their job.
Yeah.
Bro, you're miserable. You hate your job.
Yeah.
How the hell is are the people underneath you or your team members going to be able to bring that energy or want to work here if you don't want to work here, if you don't want to be there, if you don't, you're not showing up every day wanting to hit your goals and crush and kill it in life, your personal, professional, or financial goals or PPFs, right? Yeah. Like, why would your team ever want to do that?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Right. They have all these stats of like obesity and whatnot. And I'm not picking on the obese, but I just listened to it today. I forgot what the actual numbers were, but it's like 80-something% of people that grow with obese parents become obese too. It's like 80-something%. It's like, that's 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's huge. Why? Yeah. Because of the patterns. So going back to John Whalen's talk, right? The patterns, the habits, they see you eating that garbage. They see you exercising or not exercising. They see you eating healthy foods or not healthy foods. Cam was in here this morning. I had Uber Eats dropped off, but it was Protein House. Sweet potatoes, steak, and eggs. Right? Yeah. They call it the Muscle Boy. So good, by the way. So good. But it brought in, it wasn't like, hey, here's like 9 quarter pounders and, a dozen fries and Dr. Pepper. Like, but you need to make sure that your team sees you eating whatever you want them to do. You need to show them that and then hold them accountable because you're doing it. If not, you're just a hypocrite.
Right.
Right?
No, and that carries everywhere. Like even now, my girls will tell me at 9:30, if they're still awake, they'll be like, did you finish your push-ups, Daddy? And I'm like, no. So I gotta drop it. I gotta drop and do 50, But that's pretty cool when they start to watch you and they start to keep you accountable because they see it every single day. Now they see me do it one time a month. They're not gonna even think of to remind me, right? But they see me do it every single day. But my point to this is, you were talking about the environment. Like you have obese parents, you have a pretty good chance of being obese. And it's because what my mom used to tell me when I was little, you become the product of your environment, right? So here at State 48, like the reason I love this company so much is because we have a leader here, at our company. It's not a boss just telling you, it's actually leading from the front, showing like doing the push-ups. That's why we do push-ups. Now we're our own people, right? I can choose to do whatever I want to do. But when we're being led by somebody that's doing good things in life, it's like, I want to do the same thing.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. It's funny you say that because you're like, oh, you do push-ups once, and all of a sudden you think your kids should be like working out every day.
Right.
You did it once.
Yeah.
So you should expect them to do them once.
Right.
Like don't set unrealistic expectations, right? It's like you took your wife flowers once. Right. You took her on a date once this month. Yeah. Or like, you need to understand that it's really not, there's consistency with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they see me doing 100 push-ups every single day.
Right.
I just did the math. I think I posted on social media. It's like 3,750 push-ups so far, right? Isn't that like insane?
Yeah.
And so, but like they see me doing the 100 push-ups over and over and over and over again. They see my wife going to the gym. She takes them to the gym and their little daycare thingy there. They see mom go to the gym over and over and over again. So when I want my kids to make their health and fitness a priority, they see mom and dad both making that a priority. Yeah. But a lot of times, is it just mom? Is it just dad? Right? Do they see you, smoking weed? Do they see you drinking? Do they see you partying? Do they see you doing stupid shit? Yeah. Or do they see you giving back? Right? Some of you guys might know a story. It just came to me, so I'm going to say it. I take my kids on the golf cart to Circle K, like 3 to 5 days a week. It's awesome. We'll get water bottles. We'll get a little juice box for Nixon or whatever. And there's a homeless dude that was hanging out there a couple times. We drove by, And I went in there, I was like, hey, grab a water and grab a Snickers. Like, who doesn't love a Snickers, right?
Right.
And a water bottle. It was still hot. It was in the summertime. I'm like, who's this for? I'm like, I'll show you. So I have all three of my 5 kids with me, the 3 little ones. And we get on the golf cart, we go around the corner, and he's there. I don't know who he is, never seen him before. Literally just waved to him as we drove in. As we drive out, I was like, hey, go get this guy this water bottle and this candy. My kids are a little timid, right? Little scruffy, little rough around the edges, right? For a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, intimidating as fuck, right? It just is. So but I said, hey, I was like, this guy's my friend. I framed him, right? I learned the word framing from Andy Ellett.
Yeah.
This guy's my friend. And I didn't have any water, so we need to give him water. And you guys all got a candy, right? Cool. Well, we're going to share this candy with him too. Okay, Dad. They get off. They go hand him the water bottle and the candy. Guy says, thank you so much. Boom, boom, boom. Right?
Yeah.
Really good moment. But I was like, I wanted them to see that's who I am. I didn't do it for show. I don't even think I put it on social media, but I just did it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And my parents taught me that too. Same thing. Fast forward 2 weeks later. Guy's there again. I drive by. We go into the grocery store. Or the gas station. I don't say anything. And Oakley, my 4-year-old, comes up with a big old bag of Cheetos or Doritos, big old bag of Doritos, and like a root beer or A&W, like some random soda, right? Brings it to me and is like, Dad, this is for your friend outside. And I'm like, damn, dude. And sure enough, so we bought him, take it out there, give it to him, and he's, what's up, guys? How are you? Saying hi. And my kids now give it to him, right? And so, and the only reason why was because I just framed it was like, this guy's my friend. I would say, he's homeless, doesn't have any money, probably stinks. He might hurt us. Like, how are you portraying that? This goes for business stuff too, right? The analogy is the same. How are you portraying that to your kids? How are you portraying that to your spouse? How are you portraying that to your employees, to your team members? And so that's what it comes down to. Lead by example, plain and simple, right? Do they see you in the office? Do they see you putting in the calls? Like I was on the radio today for 45 minutes, right? Promoting State 48 over and over and over and over again. Doing our consulting stuff. That's a feeder for all of our power partners, feeding for our roofing company.
Right.
There's a lot of opportunity to really help other people and bless the lives of other people. But at the end of the day, you got to lead by example. It's got to start with you. So go get that gym membership, right? Put away those burgers and go get that protein.
Yeah.
Go get that vest. Go start working out, right? Put those AirPods in. My kids know. I come home. My kids are always awake when I come home. I leave, they're never awake. I come home, they're always awake. They always know I didn't leave. I wasn't partying. They knew factually that I was at the gym.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the reasons a lot of people don't do it is because they don't know really how to start or what to do. Like, for example, if you follow Wes Watson, this cat wakes up at 2:45 in the morning every day.
Insane, right?
Now, when you're used to waking up at 6 in the morning, you can't make that jump. Right, that's too big of a jump. But what you can do is, if you wake up at 6 a.m. every day, now you can wake up at 5:45, and you can do that for a week or two. Just shave 15 minutes on your sleep, and you just get used to waking up just 15 minutes earlier, not an hour. You're not gonna go from 6 a.m. to 3:30. That's crazy. It's not sustainable. And that's why a lot of people fail. Is that they try this crazy diet. They try this crazy
extremisms.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. So like, if you wake up at 6, wake up at 5:45 for a week or two, then 5:30. Then 5:15, then 5 o'clock. That's how you make small increment. They're huge increments.
So
right?
going back to what you said earlier about how the guys like to run our roofing appointments, the guys plan the night before.
Yeah.
They'll call them. They'll figure out the square footage, what kind of roof, how old it is, a lot of different variables. They'll do that the night before, not when they show up to the house,
right?
Or not when they're driving to the house, right?
Right.
So that's number one. Number two is, as a business owner, are we going to bed early to wake up early?
Right.
Early bird gets the worm. You hear that from like farmers that are like 80 years old. Dude, this shit's true, man. Yeah. Like it is factual. It just is. And I love it because my wife, I don't call them distractions, but my priorities are at a 0 that early in the morning. My wife is a priority, not when she's asleep. My kids are a priority, not when they're asleep. My clients are a priority, not when they're asleep. My team members are a priority, not when they're asleep. So 0 for 4, they're bugging me or I'm bugging them or they need me or I need them. From 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 or whatever that looks like. Wes Watson, crazy ass, 2:45 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
But like with me, like I have alarm that goes off 4:55 and at 5 o'clock, and I'm up, I'm gone, and from 5 until 7, I get 2 hours to do whatever I want to myself for myself. At 7 a.m., I turn it in dad mode. I'm not in Jason mode anymore. I can't be selfish. I'm now in dad mode. We're making peanut butter and honey sandwiches. We're getting ready. We're making Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We're getting, the friggin' all the lunches and all that shit ready to go. And we're off to school, right? And then I turn into boss mode right after that and whatnot. But the point of it is the night before, are you setting yourself up for success the night before?
Right.
Or are you setting yourself up for failure? We just had an example where some dude say to some playing video games, right? Partying. Maybe you're not like even partying, like drinking or doing stupid stuff. You're literally just binge watching shows.
Right.
A lot of it's not like you're doing inappropriate things or like cheating on your wife or like nothing crazy shit like that. But like you're binge watching stuff that you shouldn't be, or for hours and hours and hours.
Right.
Dude, I love a good series. I'm in the middle of Friday Night Lights. I watch it with my wife. That's how we connect. Nice. We watch it together. We don't watch it for 6 hours though. We don't watch it until 2:30 in the morning. Right. Bro, guess what? Our kids still get up at 6 a.m. Right. Whether you go to bed at 9, 10, 1, or 3 a.m., your kids are still up at 6. Right. And they're ready to rock and roll and go 100 miles an hour. So how tired do you want to be, right?
Right.
Your clients still wake up the next morning. They still need you. Your team members still wake up the next morning. They still need you. So go to bed earlier, right? Yeah. And yes, you can control that. Some nights are going to be long. I get it. That's the exception, not the rule. Right? But if you make it a conscious effort to go to bed earlier, because if you just wake up earlier, you're losing an hour of sleep. But what if I told you go to bed an hour earlier, your sleep pattern, sleep cycle, and the hours that you sleep doesn't change. Right. So instead of doing, 11 to 7, do 10 to 6. Right. Or do 10 to 5. Right? Like, that's still 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. More, you need at least 6 hours. Right. If you want to go 8, go for it. But Grant Cardone says that. He's like, you need 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours for your normal job, and 8 hours to change the world.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's...
Well, and for us, I wanted to say this, for you sales guys out there or business owners, the reason we take it seriously here to prep the day before is because our first core value, if you guys don't know, is be obsessed with providing a 5-star experience. So for us, we take that seriously, right? So if I prep the day before for my next day, I know that I'm ready to provide a 5-star experience to my client the next day. You got to think that these homeowners are requesting time off, right? They have PTO, they have vacation, like they're taking time off for the appointment, right? Or they're calling their boss saying like, hey, I'm going to be there. I work at 8, but I'll be there at 9 because I have State 48 roofing coming at 8 in the morning to look at my roof. If we're not prepared to have that appointment, we're doing them a disservice. And now we went from 5 stars to 3 just by not being prepared, because now I'm going to take longer with them to really explain something I could have done the night before. Like, hey, here's a quick video. Here's a 30-second video, what to expect. Here's a 45-second video of what the condition of your roof. So by preparing the night before, I'm already providing that 5-star experience, because I'm going to take that hour as serious as I can with them, because they took time out of their life to meet with me. So are you doing that for your clients, right?
Yeah, plain and simple, right? Yeah. So last but not least, like setting the tone and setting the expectations for your clients. Like I said, the night before, hey, here's, I got a window of this, depending on my appointment before or after, depends on when I'm going to be there, right? Here's what to call it an expectation video, right? Yeah. Here's what to expect when I show up to the house. Right. We're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here's what all my tech guys, here's what to expect when we hop on the Zoom call or when we hop on the phone call, right? Right. Or, hey, when you come to my office for example, our business audit, right, that I do. When we do a business audit, it's an hour. What does that look like? What do I need to bring? Yeah. What do I need to bring? Do I bring a pen and a notepad? Do I bring my phone? Do I bring a computer? Do I need to have my CRM ready to rock and roll, my QuickBooks? Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So there's all this uncertainty and fear that I can get rid of. 90% of it is like, hey, here's what I need you to do. I need you to do A, B, and C, and I'll meet you at 11 o'clock sharp. Let's roll. Let's kick it, and I'll take care of the rest. Yeah. So they bring those 3 things ready and prepared. And so not only are they like physically prepared with the stuff they need to bring, they're now mentally prepared that, hey, I did everything I need to be ready for this meeting. How many of you showed up to a meeting and you're not ready?
Have you ever had all of your laundry on the couch because you haven't folded the laundry yet, but everything is sitting right there on the couch and on the lazy boy? But if I tell you, hey, Jason, Carlos, State 48 Roofing, tomorrow, here's how the appointment is going to go. It's going to take about 45 minutes. I'm going to come into your house. We're going to sit down so I can explain all. Now you know that's like, oh, I have laundry sitting on my couch. Let me fold it and put it away so I can receive State 48, right? Or whoever you're going to go see. Totally. So again, if you don't do that, you do them a disservice, because they wanted you to come inside the house, but I don't want you to see my messy house. So now we're going to do this at the driveway, and we don't like to do business on the driveway. Yeah. Right? We want to come inside the house. So again, if you don't take the steps to prep them, you're doing them a disservice.
Yeah. Dory just said, now I know why both of you are not responding to my texts. Yes. She called and texted both of us. We're on this live, and I was like, hey, I'll call you back. So that's what it comes down to, guys. We just want to shed some light. We want to hop on once a day, once a week. Shed some light. If you guys have any questions, put the questions below. I'll answer them in a personal video later. But love to bring CP3 on once a week. Talk everything sales related, anything roofing related, anything you guys need help with. Put in the questions or comments below, and we'll answer them either right now or as we get going. But as of right now, I think we're good. But those that hopped on, appreciate you guys. Like I said, whatever, get your people engaged, get your people involved. And one of the biggest things, and CP3 knows this dude is unrecruitable. You know what that means? Throw any dollar amount at him and he will not leave. You want to know why? Why?
Culture. I mean, when you get to a level where you know that you can go anywhere and make money, it's not enough anymore. You're looking for like, again, I've said this before, and if you haven't heard me say this, when I met Jason, I said, being close to Jason can make me a better father, can make me a better husband, can make me a better brother, because he just pushes everybody to do better. You know, we have book club, right? We read books, we listen to audios, things like so. Overall, it's like if I can just get close, if I can get my wagon on Jason's train, I'll go places in life too. So that's why you need to be like, some people want you to be that for them. Some people can't be that for themselves, right? So by you becoming a leader in your industry, people will do better in life because of you.
Yeah, and just show them the life that you want, and be like, hey, you can also have this life too. I'm not special. I'm a Chandler Gilbert dropout that went to Gilbert High. Like, hello, like there's no like, oh, I went to Stanford and Kappa Kuma Mata bullshit, right? Like